Oh, YouTube. It has been way too long. I got a second job and I started working my life away. And I thought that paying off debts and being financially responsible was important. So I lost touch of what's actually important in life, which is cars and toys and recklessly spending your money. So here we are. We're gonna jumpstart that lifestyle again. Oh, and YouTube sent me a letter saying that they're gonna terminate our partnership if I continue to be inactive. So that was kind of a kick in the butt to say, hey Jared, get back into what you love. So here I am. Let's make this a little brighter. Ooh, yes, that's the spice I need. So today, we're going to attempt to fix the Viper. Yes, fix the Viper. Currently, it is broken, and I'm very scared. I will show you why here shortly. Let me show you something. Do you know what this is? Of course they don't, Jared. You're showing them a non-transparent bag. Do you know what this is? That is what I hope is the reason why the Viper is broken. Because if it's not, then this could be a very, very expensive journey and a sad journey, and I don't want to take that journey. So let's hope I'm right and that is the fix. Let me show you what's going on. Do I have the keys? I have the keys. So I'm going to start the Viper real quick, and I'm going to show you something that nobody, Viper owners or any car owners, ever wants to see. Let's hope it starts. It's been stored since I found this problem, so I've procrastinated because I'm scared, but here goes nothing. It starts! Okay, so now that she's on, and she's, I guess, kind of warmed up a little bit, here's what you don't want to see. You see that flashing light? That's saying I have 0 oil pressure. When I rev it up, and it drops down to 0. And 0. There's no bad noises. No clanking, clacking, pinging. There's no bad noises, but it's flashing red. When I was driving, when I found out, I had driven 10 minutes away from my house. Before I looked down, I was getting on it on the freeway. I was romping into it and I looked down and it was flashing red and my stomach dropped because I was waiting for the motor to drop on the side of the freeway. But it sounded fine. It was driving fine, sounded fine. It was just flashing red, showing that I had 0 oil pressure. I would rev it up, it would spike up, and then it would just drop to nothing. So, panicked, contacted the Viper boys here in Utah, asked them what they thought it was, looked it up, looked at, oil pump failure or the lift pump failure in a Viper and the likelihood of it, and most things that I found said, 30 to 1, 30, 40 to 1, sensor failures compared to the pump or the lift failure. So I stopped at the dealership and I bought a sensor, a sending unit sensor, and I'm hoping if I replace that, it solves it. So that's what we're gonna do today. And if it doesn't solve it, then I'm gonna cry. So if anybody has ever replaced an oil pressure sensor or a sending unit sensor, whatever you wanna call it, typically they're like front of the block, kinda easy to get to, and I'm thinking, as long as I'm looking at the right thing, let's see if I can get some light in here for you. All right, so down there, right in the center of the screen, you see that like those brass sensors. There's 2 of them right there. On the right-hand side, I believe that is the sensor that I need to replace. So not the easiest place to get my hands down into, but I've made harder things work in the past, even though my hands are fat and don't fit in things very well. We're gonna make this work because I want to drive this car. I'm too nervous to drive it right now in case this isn't the problem, and I wanna go to car events, and I've been missing all the car events. Utah is finally warming up and all the snow is going away. So let's get this back on the road.
All right, so I got the camera in a little bit better position. You can kind of look down. So this sensor right there, see this one right here? It has this little tab. So, and I pulled it out. Ooh. I pulled it out, so it has that locking tab right there that you have to pull out, and then that way you can slide the sensor clip off of that. So that's what I will try to do now. It's just hard to get the right angle to pinch. Ugh. Oh, I got it, I think. Keep coming, keep coming. Maybe. Oh, the other sensor wire's getting in the way. Aha! It does look like the same sensor. So I think we're onto something. Now when you look down in there, you can kind of see that I unplugged it. So you can see that blue piece is the sensor, the wire, and where you plug it in, and then the sensor doesn't have the plug anymore, right there. So now, this is going to go in there to replace it. The only thing that fits around that is a crescent wrench. How I'm going to get a crescent wrench down there is the ultimate question. But where there's a will, there's a way, and there's quite the will to get this thing running. So here we go. All right, so bad news. Well, Roman has some bad news. There is not enough room for me to get my hands in there with the crescent wrench. So it looks like there's a little access hole underneath and quite a bit more room underneath. So we're gonna lift it up and go from underneath. So I brought my little nifty floor jack here, and we're gonna try to give us some room to slide under here and get this sensor out. The car's up. We should theoretically, look at that. Should I lower the car to where it's like that low? Anyway, I should theoretically be able to slide my fat butt under there and get to the sensor. So let's try it. Well, that was a fail. Crescent wrench was a fail, but this 27mm socket, don't ask me why I have one, it fits on the sensor perfect, right? Did I need to get it from this side? Well, this one just happens to shimmy right in. So we're gonna try this. I hope there's enough room. If there is, I might have found my solution, but I have to get a wrench on this side too, so let's try it. Hallelujah. Can you guys see it down there? Ooh, the socket's on. So I got the socket on the sensor. You can see it like right there. Now I just have to get one of these down there. This is quite big. This is thinner, but very long. One of these better work. Oh, please. I think we're getting somewhere. I have the actual socket, the wrench part attached to it in there. Now we just have to gently pull up. It might take some time, but you know what? One click at I just lost connection. One click at a time, we're getting it. So you can see that in there. I've basically gotten it to be, you can see it move right here. Yeah, right there, you can see it spinning. I've gotten it to be finger loose, but then I thought of something. Is this low enough on the block? I don't think it is. Will we have any oil drainage? Maybe a little? Maybe a little. I feel like that part, it shouldn't. Obviously, if it's running, yes. But I believe I should be able to pull that out and there shouldn't be any oil drainage.
That'll suck if there is. Oh well, oil change at the same time, but it's finger loose. I should be able to just pull it right out, and cross your fingers that oil is not all over my garage floor. Let's get this broken, hopefully broken, sensor out. And you'll know if oil is leaking because I will probably curse or scream or just cry. Oh. I mean, at least oil's not spraying out. A little bit oil on the end of it, but that's to be expected. So please, does this look like a bad sensor? Looks bad, right? Yeah, sending terrible signals. Is this the right one? Ooh, that one looks so much better. Let's get this one in, fire it up, and hope that my oil pressure is back to normal. Yeah, okay. So, bad news, I lied. Oil is coming out, and I have a nice little puddle on the garage floor. It didn't like pour out quickly, but it started to trickle, and then the trickle brought more. And trying to start the threading on this with zero room was not fun. But I finally got it. So the trickle has stopped, but can we see? You can see the wetness right there. I think there's a better angle right here. Well, you can't really see it. There's some oil there. Just take my word for it. There's a puddle of oil under my car now. It didn't pour out a lot, but it trickled enough that I'm gonna have to top it off. And we'll do an oil change another day. I wanna top it off and drive it around and make sure the sensor's working. But first I gotta get it tightened and make sure I tighten it correctly and not over tighten it. And then we'll fire it up. So let me get this tightened down. I will put some oil in it and then we'll fire it up. Sensor's in, tightened down, plugged it back in, clipped that little safety tab, or that lock tab. And now, we're gonna fire it up, top the oil off, don't worry. And see if we have the same issue. If we have the same issue, then I don't wanna talk about it. So, here goes nothing. I guess I should leave the hood open to make sure there's no leak on the sensor. I'll open it up here and once we start it. Sounds great. Oh, so last time I started it, the oil pressure was like well over 100, or that's what it was reading. And then once it warmed up, it went below zero, or it went to zero. Not below zero, not sucking. Need a flashlight. So, no leak. Check the oil pressure. The idle seems low. Or I'm just getting paranoid. Everything looks good. Except for the car yelling at me because I don't have the key in. There we go. So that looks much better. And when I rev it, it just barely moves up. Oh, this makes me happy. This makes me very happy. Do we take it for a spin? Yeah, let's take it for a spin. It's charging. It's in the trickle charger. Let me unplug it, and then we'll go for a spin. So, it's warming up. Oil pressure's coming down to normal. Another thing that I just noticed, I put it in reverse, and my reverse camera is completely black.
Yes, it's night, but that doesn't matter. Before, when I put it in reverse, and it was black when I was backing out of the garage. So, is that the next thing I need to fix? Dodge? What's happening with these Gen 5 Vipers? What's going on? Little things kind of failing here and there. All right, let's go for a ride. All right, guys, so far so good. You see the oil pressure. Well, it's kind of dark, but oil pressure is looking good for my normal drive. If I shift or if I go into neutral, it'll drop down just like it should. And then I go back into gear, and it jumps back up. Everything is looking much better. I am feeling much better besides the cop presence tonight. They're everywhere. Otherwise, I might do a quick little hit, but I'm scared that they're gonna catch me doing it. Quick little pull with no hands, so I'm trying to hold the camera. So something I noticed right there, as I was getting higher in the RPMs, the oil pressure was dropping. As far as the oil level, everything was fine. So I don't feel like the oil is sloshing to the back and it's not able to pick up oil. So that's weird. More on that later. But as far as the sensor goes, I feel like that was definitely one of the issues. Now I'll just have to, I have to do an oil change anyway, so we'll get some fresh oil in it and keep playing around. I'll see you back at home. All right, Nemo is safe back in the garage. We'll do an oil change here eventually, probably here in the next week or two, just to get some fresh oil in it. I ran it pretty hard last year, so it'd be good to get some oil in it. I know there's not a lot of miles on it, but I'm a little overly safe with the cars sometimes, so especially this car. So we'll do an oil change, and then I feel like everything's good except for the reverse camera, the backup camera. Anyway, to update you on the S2000, as you see behind me, it's still in pieces, but all the panels are painted black now. So really, I just have to put the panels back on and then wrap it, and I'm still deciding. Do I just keep it black? Because the black would look good, but the blue looks really good too. So that's hard. Black, blue, black, blue, black, blue. What do you guys think? Should I keep it just black? I guess I could just put all the panels on, see what it looks like mostly black, and then we can decide if we still wrap it the blue. But I need to put that together, get some wheels that'll fit the wide body, run it around for a little bit, and then honestly I think I'm gonna sell it and put that money towards the next project, which is probably Nemo. It's probably to continue my goal on twin turboing the Viper. So we'll see. Viper tax is quite expensive, and the work and how much downtime is gonna make me sad because I wanna drive the Viper a lot. Anyway, I'm back. YouTube, I am back. I have more videos. I have another toy that I bought that's in the detached garage. I will show you that in the next video. We'll have to do some videos with that one. But as far as videos go, and as far as YouTube is concerned with your letter saying that we're no longer gonna be partners, well, screw that. We're gonna be partners because I'm gonna continue to post more videos, especially now that it's getting warmer. There's gonna be more car events. We're gonna go to meets. We're gonna go to Cars and Coffees. We're gonna do some races in places that are legal to race, that's sanctioned off, you know, the good stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I fixed the Viper for the most part, a few other bugs to work out, but that oil pressure going to 0 really worried me, but obviously bad sensor. So win for today. We'll see what happens next. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. There are gonna be more videos rolling in. I'm done taking breaks. I'm done focusing on work. I wanna have fun, I wanna play, I wanna spend money recklessly, so let's do it.
and see what we can do this summer. We'll see you guys in the next one.